Hi, everyone. I'm Eric Bolling. Welcome to Cashin In. Our Cashin In crew this week: Wayne Rogers, Jonathan Honig, Michelle Fields, and Jessica Ehrlich. Welcome, everybody. 36,000 convicted felons here illegally, detained and set free. But ICE says they served their time before getting out. But really, folks, shouldn't they be the first ones deported ASAP? Many are murderers, rapists, and child molesters. Wayne, who's to blame for this?
Well, Eric, it's crazy. I mean, you got 193 homicides of these people, over 1,000 of aggravated assaults, 300 kidnappers, 400 sexual assaults. This is nuts. You're releasing it. And the key word to this, by the way, is illegal aliens. These are illegal aliens. If you start with the word illegal, you got nowhere to go. That's indefensible.
Okay, so Jonathan, I'm scratching my head. I'm trying to figure out how homicide convicts, sexual assault convicts, kidnappers have, quote unquote, served their time already. Is that possible?
Well, do you believe that an American who commits a crime can serve his or her time, Eric? These individuals serve their time. And immigrants, whether you want to call them illegal or not, are good for the economy. Criminals are not good for the economy, but immigrants are good for the economy. They expand the economy. They produce. They buy. They shop. They work. They think. We benefit from immigration. Criminals, however, are destructive, and that's why these people did their time. Many of them, by the way, had traffic violations. And, Eric, to say you want to round them up and deport them, I don't think is just totalitarian and draconian, but it's also bad for the bottom line, for America's bottom line.
So we should.
That we all want to see go on.
So Jonathan, you're suggesting we keep these criminals, these hardened criminals, these violent offenders, just let them walk the streets. It's okay, and hire them.
Well, they did their time, Eric.
Did
and
they?
In my opinion, they.
Where?
No.
I'm still looking for where they did their time.
Did they not do their time? Did they not serve in jail, Eric?
I don't know.
Well, that's what ICE says, Eric. That's what the published in the
so we should take
papers.
ICE's word
so you
for
can
that.
have a speculation.
Well, Michelle, go ahead. Let me bring Michelle in here. Are you buying this?
This is putting the American people at risk. I mean, these people came illegally.
From traffic violations?
They committed. Not all of them are traffic violations, Jonathan. There are people who
33,000 of them are traffic violations.
No. These people already committed a crime. They need to go. On top of that, we already have a bloated welfare system. Did they do their time? So these people. Jonathan, are they illegal? Yes, they are illegal. They came here illegally.
Did they do their time for the crime?
They did, yes, but they came here illegally. They need to be deported back to their country.
Well, okay, so
most of these people are in the process of being deported. The issue is that you've got a problem here that's going on, which is why we need comprehensive immigration reform happening in this country after almost 30 years.
No.
Because most of these folks, absolutely, because what's happening is you've got a judiciary system that is demanding, it's not the administration's fault here. The judiciary is demanding that these people, there are a Supreme Court case going back to 2001
they're not enforcing the laws on the books, so
if
how
they're
are we
in the
going to do
deportation
comprehensive
system.
reform?
They
right,
absolutely
hold on,
are. These people have already been arrested.
Let me do this. Allow me to do this.
And there aren't enough beds to keep these people in because they're not being funded properly.
Jess, hold on. You're saying this is not the administration's fault. This is President Obama this week talking about his immigration policy, and I'm going to tell you, this is the same week we find out that hardened criminals, murderers, rapists, kidnappers are being set free on the American streets. Listen to President Obama.
These are folks who are woven into the fabrics of our communities. Most of them are not making trouble. Most of them are not causing crimes. You got to spend time dealing with somebody who's not causing any other trouble other than the fact that they were trying to make a living for their families.
Okay, Wayne, so, the vast majority of we're trying to make a living or are trying to make a living for their families. However, let's talk about these 36,000 criminals. Shouldn't those be the first ones sent back?
Well, also, Eric, how are they trying to make a living for their family? If you go out and rob a bank because I'm making a living that way for my family, that's one thing. That's crazy. You cannot, as I said, all due respect to Jonathan, whose mind has gone soft, I think. You can't start with the word illegal. You cannot. Excuse me, please.
What does the word
shut up
illegal
a
mean?
second and listen and stop talking all the time, will you? You start with the word illegal.
You've said that a dozen times.
You of all people want to support illegality.
Let me just ask you one question.
Okay, well, can we just talk about who's paying for these folks while they're in the criminal system?
Let Jonathan.
Can I just respond?
Guys, please, one at a time. Jonathan, go ahead.
Well, when you keep saying illegal, there's nothing illegal about existing. The government does not own the country, and if a private individual wants to have an illegal person, they're not violating anyone's rights simply by being here and by giving the government the right to choose.
They're violating the law, my friend. The law. That's what they're violating, and you don't support it?
By existing.
Okay.
All right, Michelle,
well, that's
let's talk about this. Jonathan has a fundamental difference of opinion with some of the other people on the panelists, me inclusive, where he thinks, I believe, Jonathan, I'm not going to put words in your mouth, that there should be more immigration. I'm not against immigration.
There should be open immigration.
Hold on. How about doubling legal immigration or tripling legal immigration?
Absolutely. I'm absolutely for legal immigration. But I think what's happening here really calls into question this administration's enforcement and immigration policies. Democrats keep saying they want comprehensive immigration reform. How can we trust Democrats? How can we trust this administration when they will not enforce the laws that are on the books right now? There's no rule of law.
There isn't enforcement of the laws on the books right now. That's a completely erroneous statement.
Hold on,
this
John.
is a reflection of the laws that are on the books.
John.
How disingenuous, Eric, to say that we should want more legal immigration. These people want to be legal. The only thing holding them up from being legal is government regulation and restrictions.
Is in fact the law. That's
government.
the only thing holding them up.
Exactly.
If they're contributing members of society,
I want to bring Jessica in here one more time before we end this segment. Go ahead, Jessica, your last thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, there's an economic issue here as well, because ICE just cut the number of beds. I mean, when these folks are in the process, most of these people are being deported. It's whether they are actually being held in ICE, like in their actual cells.
They're not detained. So they've been released into society.
Yeah.
They're being electronically monitored. They are being electronically monitored just like anyone else who's being released. So the question is, can we actually track these people, and how much money is it costing us as a society to continue?
Tag these people? Can we tag these people?
Hold on. That's not necessarily the case. Some of them are being let go completely free without any tracking services whatsoever.
Right. Well, it depends on the level of what the courts have said that they need to have in terms of follow-up before they're deported.
All right,
some of them have been released into bonds and things like that.
It's a hot topic. It'll probably continue to be bubbling up throughout the summer. We'll hit it again later on in the summer.